and this is the new version of Blood Bowl, and I'm trying to set up the camera. This is a Blood Bowl LP test post with me, cKnoor, and my favorite buddy. See, if you don't say anything, you're gonna ruin the whole effect.
No, it's me.
Oh, okay.
Oh god.
So, yeah, I decided to cut the video without introductions or anything, which in hindsight might not have been a good idea, but let's start from the beginning. I'm playing the human Reichland Reavers, and the AI is the Nagaroth Nightmares.
Oh.
And they're receiving, and they did a really weird setup since they've got their witch elves on the LOS.
Yeah, that's not right at all.
And you're gonna see why that's extra stupid in just a second. And I'd also like to mention that I also fucked up my the way I set up my players, because I don't want them like that, but I misclicked.
Yeah, it's not like having a witch elf on the line of scrimmage though, so you can get punched.
Yeah, what happened right here is that the witch elf moved to block one of my guys, but he has guards, and then she fell down on the second punch. So this is me. I think we'll go over all the interface stuff in the actual Let's Play. I'll do some introduction, because if you haven't played this game, this kind of looks this just looks strange.
Yeah.
I guess. But what I'm trying to do right here is to surround those two dark elves, since I'm figuring the AI probably wants to play a passing game, so I'm trying to get as many tackle zones on them as possible.
You need it, because elves are good at that.
Yeah. And now I'm also trying to figure out how to actually position the camera without, so everything makes sense. And to be honest, I'm not really trying my best here, because both Reichland Reavers and Nagaroth Nightmares in the Blood Bowl game, they are pre-made teams that actually have stats and upgrades and stuff.
Yeah.
Seeing as they're in the actual Blood Bowl rulebook as well. So I assume they actually have some official stats somewhere.
Yeah,
maybe
like a special team.
They're even in the Blood Bowl novels.
Damn. Blood
I
Bowl
know.
novels.
They own. Actually, they don't. They're kind of crap.
Yeah,
but
I do not believe you.
I've read all of them. There's only 4.
That is too wrong.
And my ogre's gonna go blitz, because I figured if I can knock down that lineman, I can run in and put a dude on the ball carrier.
Yeah.
But that did not work out.
Yeah, stupid line.
Yeah. I haven't actually played with the Dark Elves since they got their revision in, I think it's Living Rulebook 5, where they got assassins and stuff.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what the actual tactic is against them, but it doesn't bother me at all in this half, since I don't think the AI uses stab at all, which is the assassin skill.
Yeah, my Dark Elf team doesn't have any assassins yet.
I don't really know why you'd want them, because I mean, stab is a good ability, but since you... Yeah. See, this is kind of weird. Why would the AI just back off with all its dudes that far back?
Yeah.
And then miss a dodge. And here I'm trying to figure out what the camera angle is.
Yeah, like assassins, they have to be standing next to someone as well to do a stab.
Yeah, so it's basically just a block, only it's always successful, but you don't... I guess it's kind of like a standing foul.
Yeah.
But I don't think...
Yeah, I don't get it either.
And I knocked a dude out. That's how
Nice.
awesome I am.
I know one thing you can do with stab is stab 2 guys at once with multiple block,
Oh,
and that's really good. But that requires like doubles and stuff to get, so you're better off just buying more witch elves, all the witch elves in the world.
oh right, because stab doesn't require a strength test, does it?
Nope.
It's just you just roll.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. That's really good. And here I'm taking precautions if I had to push that dude, but luckily I didn't.
He sent him down for a chat with the astrogranic.
It's stunned too, nice.
Yeah.
The punch is still echoing round his
I'm
body.
still getting used to this. I don't even know what to call this game. I'm using Blood Bowl for now, but I kind of equate Blood Bowl to either like the Java client that you play on Fumble or the actual board game.
Yeah.
And it sounds kind of weird to call it Blood Bowl PC or 3D Blood Bowl, but I'm thinking maybe Frenchy Blood Bowl.
That way, he'll
Because
be able to take it
I
from
think
the
Cyanide are French, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're French.
For those, yeah, they're the makers of this game, and they suck at actually making a usable interface, because this is really clunky. If you've played the Java version, which is not clunky, but then again it's really not pretty either.
Yeah, it is weird how a Java client, it's just that little bit more usable and nicer in this big game that you have to pay money for.
I think one of my favorites with the Java version compared to this one is that you need to move every step. Like in this game you can just say I want to go over here 5 steps to the side, and then the dude runs. But if you have to click every step of the way, once you get to like the going for it, it gets kind of tense, which this version lacks. Because if I do 2 going for it, he's just gonna run all the way, and if he fails a roll, he fails straight away once you get to that square, rather than knowing that, okay, if I press this button, if I move forward, I might fall.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
In this version, it's more of a, well, I'm gonna go for it, and we'll see what the fuck happens, and then you just sit back.
Yeah, you feel a bit more tactile in your pushing of the luck. Whereas with this, it's just like, oh well, that guy, he might make it, he might not.
But then on the other hand, this game has the updated rules.
Yeah, and it's got the good Dark Elves, they're really good.
Yeah, except the Witch Elves look all kinds of slutty, which...
Well, yeah.
But I don't remember the actual board game Dark Elves, Witch Elves looking that slutty, but then again, I'm guessing a small-ass miniature is kind of hard to...
I remember them being kinda sturdy.
They have this awesome, like, 80s metal hairdo, because it stands straight up, and I think the original coloring that's in all the books is like a light blue or a purple.
And
So
these
like
these guys are all Bride of Frankenstein.
They are, and they have like bikinis on, which is kind of strange.
Yeah, and also, when you score with any other Dark Elf player, they will have the same animation. But Witch Elves have their own special animation. They've got a lot of special animations. I think the animators at Cyanide are a little bit creepy. They've even got jiggling.
Yeah.
No other race has got jiggling.
It's like the Dead or Alive version of Blood Bowl teams.
Yeah, it really is. But
So
they wear
here I'm
cowboy
doing-
boots.
Yeah, here I'm doing the usual stuff of just covering all the Dark Elves, because the AI apparently refuses to move forward or pass the ball. I'm not really sure what the AI's plan is, rather than, I'm guessing, try and get a guy free and then hope I'm not gonna follow up.
Yeah.
Which is... It's not really the way I personally play Blood Bowl. I usually try. I mean, with the dark elves, I usually try and punch a bit in the beginning, and if I can't get any good hits in, meaning if I can't gang up on other dudes, I'm just gonna run a quick passing game.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the third dodge the AI has failed at this point.
Yeah, and that's really bad. Elves are good at dodging.
Yeah, he's supposed to make more than he does. And at this point, I was kind of hoping I had a frenzy player, and then I realized I do have a frenzy player somewhere. Or maybe that's next round. But you should... if you do play against me, you never ever want to put a guy just one step away from the sidelines, because I will punch him out, push him out, regardless of if I can score or not, because that is so much better than fouling.
Well, crowd surfing's fun. Everyone enjoys it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a souvenir to take home.
Nerdy novel note. There's crowd surfing in the books. However, it's always lethal, because if a player gets pushed out into the crowd, they're carried up to the top of the bleachers and then shucked over the end of the stadium, and then they fall down on the outside and die. Unless they're super special. Which
like
it turns out it is a good time. It's the best of times. Also, on the note of the books, this game actually lacks a few things that are supposed to be in a proper Blood Bowl stadium.
He missed the pass.
Like the big ass TV screens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hey! I hurt a dude real badly.
And he was really bad at throwing the ball as well.
Oh yeah, because he had dump off. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I'm not looking.
That's the new secret for Dark Elves. In the new rules,
Right.
They have dump off, and you try and take out a dude, and now a different dude's got the ball, and now your life is ruined. But it doesn't always work out that way.
Right on the spot.
He'll have a bit of trouble blowing his nose.
And here's my first fail, I think. I'm not keeping up with the console stats in this match, since it's just AI, and I don't really care what they're doing as much as I guess I would be when we're doing this good and proper.
Yeah.
And that guy is a freaking jerk for punishing my dude.
Yeah. And he's got dauntless as well, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, the skill choices are kind of... they're not strange, it's just that it's not very strategic.
Yeah.
I mean, having Dauntless on one guy, I find it to be very situational. I mean, it's really good to have if you're up against, like, say, a few tree men, or, well, any big guy. But I find that whenever I do have Dauntless on a dude, he's always as far away as he could possibly be from whoever I want to punch.
Yeah, and it is sort of encouraging you to make bad risk decisions and get your guy punched by an ogre.
Something you do not want.
Yeah.
On the other hand, on the other side of the coin, whenever I punch with my ogre, I usually don't do anything. So.
Oh, yeah, that's how it works. The other guy's ogre will just destroy you, and your ogre will just shove.
Wow! I can tell you straight, that hurts.
Oh, you know what we haven't talked about?
What?
This game's commentators.
Yeah, they're really good. They definitely don't only have like 3 lines.
The thing is, when I tried to set this up, I restarted this particular game like 4 or 5 times, and if you do actually abandon a game, they mercilessly mock you all the way back to the menu screen, and if you don't quit, they keep on mocking you.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've heard them like mock me for a total of like 15 minutes or something.
It's what you
For me
deserve
being
for forfeit.
for me being spineless
Yeah.
and not going through with the game. Basically, they're jerks, and get really annoying after a while. And here I'm really tempted to actually pick up the ball.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to lose against the AI.
Poetry in motion.
What we'd like to see
Yeah.
more often.
So I decide not to. Let's see if I can dodge and pick that ball up. Not really. Maybe. Yes!
He's recovered the ball.
Nice.
Yeah, and now I don't really know where to go.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna leave him there.
I'm not sure what
And-
the AI is doing. What is that guy
No,
even over there?
I mean, I kind of understand what he's trying to do, in the sense that it's always good to have an annoying elf at the back of the near the touchdown zone, but it doesn't really help when the other player has the ball.
Yeah, you're just making a guy be far away.
I think he's singing him a lullaby.
Especially with elf teams, since I mean you usually end up with less than 10 players on the pitch at almost all times. And he failed another dodge roll.
Yeah. You need to really push the numbers you've got. And elves are fast enough to get like a man down to be annoying in like one turn. You don't need to have him standing down for half the match.
Yeah.
And he could be being
Okay.
useful.
The AI don't care about useful. Here I've turned on the numbers because I figure you can either have nothing, the name of the player, the actual position of the player, or the number they have. And I figure if we have the numbers, we can at least tell our guys apart.
Yeah.
Because you can't really tell them from this angle. I mean, I can when I play because I can click on them and actually read what position they have and who they are. But in a replay, it's kind of hard to figure out what I'm actually doing at times.
Yeah. That was one of the
Um,
things that got me when I first played this 3D version, was how I couldn't tell the positions apart as easily as I could from Fumble.
Yeah, it's strange, and at the same time, I guess it shows the importance of clarity. I mean, in this type of game, I mean, this is really, I mean, this is fun looking, or rather pretty looking in a way. That I mean, it's nice to see dudes actually punch each other, but I'd rather be able to tell them apart like straight away,
Yeah.
so I know where my dudes are.
That face job is a lot cheaper than a plastic
And
surgery.
for those that have actually played this game before and figure out where the grid is on the pitch, yes, I've modified it to make it easier to read. And I really want to punch
And don't
that
forget,
guy out.
children, don't
Yeah.
try
Push
and
him
do
out.
it.
You were looking
Crowd
for the shove.
These are seasonal
I was,
criminals.
but
Well, one of
it's
them
just
is
not
anyway.
giving me any. See, this is what I was talking about going for it, because here I've already committed, so it's falling over is, well, it sucks, but it doesn't have the tension. that
Yeah,
you get
you're
from,
not
say,
sitting there
Fumble.
going, oh, is he? Will he? Won't he? But no, it's just like he's running over there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he wanted to dodge through a few tackle zones.
Yeah, like 50
And,
tackles on his Jesus.
I'm not really sure why, because the Witch Elf would have been a much better choice. Like number 12.
Yeah. She's got dodge and doesn't have to go through a million tackle zones.
And here I'm trying to decide who I want to punch, and it's kind of hard because I'd rather not have to dodge out with number 12, because even though I can dodge to that square on a 3 and then pick it up on a 3, I'd rather not, since I'm out of rerolls.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm doing what you always do when you don't know what to do. I'm covering the rest of the players. And I push a witch elf.
Yeah, that's okay.
Ah, you're only saying that to be nice.
No, it gets them out the way. Oh, that poor man.
Yeah.
Looks like there was some
I think
bad blood between those
that
two,
might
eh,
have
Bob?
been an assassin, so fuck him.
Yeah.
Now I figured that guy's free. He can go up and maybe grab the ball. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I hope so.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Nope.
Nope.
blood does make things a bit
Bad
slippery.
man.
He rolled a 2. Actually, I think he rolled the 1.
The ball is in his hand.
And now the Dark Elves are on their, I think they're on the last round. Last turn, rather.
Yeah.
Which means the game's almost over. Because we're only doing half a turn of this. And then we're not doing any more AI play.
Because it's really bad.
Well, I kind of... After playing against the AI, I kind of get why some people do want to play against them, because when you play against another actually human opponent, you have to wait a lot while they think about what to do and how they're going to move their dudes.
Yeah.
The AI, it just moves dudes around. It's not very good, but it's quick.
Yeah.
That right hook was worthy of a black
And
hawk.
I don't actually think the AI cheats, but I'm not sure. I haven't played against... This is the first time I played against the AI, and this is on normal difficulty, because I wasn't sure how good the AI was to begin with. But I'm gonna assume it actually doesn't modify die rolls, but...
Yeah, you'd hope not.
And there, for some reason, I
Picked the
pushed
wrong
him.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I read that wrong. I think I thought he was the guy that had block, because it's the only thing that makes sense, other than me being retarded, which I guess kind of makes sense as well. But you know.
What violence!
Yes, it's a
And
great spectacle, Bob.
now
gonna do it? Are you
No,
gonna?
I can't. I can't, because I need 2 going for it to get to the end zone, and if I move straight down, I lose the green area is gonna shrink
Yeah.
by 1, so I won't actually reach it.
Okay, do that pass. You can do it.
I can't. He blitzed.
No,
He
the
can't-
other
he-
guys. You've got like a million guys.
Well, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm moving 12 down to pick up the ball, and then I'm gonna pass it to 11. In
No, another one who actually
in
plays the
hindsight,
ball.
it might have been better to move 11 down to pick up the ball, and then pass it to 12, the guy who now has the ball. But oh right, I'm smarter than I thought.
Put it right into his hands.
I was
Deserves a sending off.
going for it and failed.
You think the players heard the whistle at the end of the first half?
All except
And
the
that's
ones who
halftime.
had their ears ripped off.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh. Nothing in any box, because the Dark Elf AI can't hit for shit.
And they had one badly hurt, one knocked out, and one of the witch elves Had enough decree used on her.
Those
Nice.
fans have used the halftime pause to tank up on trophies.
And
Rebuild
that's
their
the
arsenal
end,
of rocks.
I guess.